Is this film sweet or sour? Let's find out. Hello Fanatics, I'm Dylan Phillips and this is the Film Fanatic Review bringing you Sweet Virginia, starring Jon Bernthal, Christopher Abbott, and Imogen Poots. First, we'll tell you what the movie is about and our initial thoughts. Then we'll move on to our spoiler-free likes and dislikes. We'll finish up with our spoiler-heavy thoughts on this film and our final word. Sweet Virginia follows the story of a former rodeo champion who befriends a young man staying at his motel after tragedy hits their small town. Overall, this film was enjoyable. It does have its flaws, but the good outweigh the bad. For what I liked about this film, let's start off with the best part, the cast. Jon Bernthal and Christopher Abbott are exceptional in their roles, as they play completely different characters from their usual typecasts. What we get are stellar, gripping, and raw characters that make the story worthwhile. The premise of this film is a great idea, as it screams all sorts of rising tension. The cinematography in this film is very good, with some magnificent long takes. Love me some long takes. And the intro and conclusion of this film certainly put the thrills in this thriller. However, I found that Imogen Poots wasn't at her best in this film, as her very minor role seemed to be a little bit overacted. While the premise of this film was good, the actual story wasn't executed well. It tries to be too many things at once: a subtle romance, a revenge story, a crime thriller, a self-reflective drama. While all of these things could have worked, none are explored enough to hit the emotional punchline they were going for. Because of this, the film drags a lot in the middle, which thankfully picks back up in the final act. While the performances by Bernthal and Abbott are gripping, there is not much to grasp onto, as these characters are severely underdeveloped. I think this comes from a lot of missed subplots, and I'll explain this more in the spoiler section. And that's where I'll end our spoiler-free thoughts on this film. If you want to hear our final word or rating of this film, pause now and click the link in the description, because now, it's time for spoilers. The only spoiler I'm going to discuss in this is the missed subplots, so let's jump in. Jon Bernthal's character is certainly three-dimensional and has his own story throughout the film, but it doesn't quite hit the emotional high it hopes for. I believe this is because of the lack of development in his subplots revolving around his daughter and his adopted stepdaughter. Both of these stories are glossed over rather than embraced, which would have brought much needed layer to the turmoil this character faces. Even a flashback to him and his daughter enjoying something that he is currently doing with his stepdaughter, or even Abbott's character to create some internal conflict, would have worked. And the best scenes to me were the opening scene at the restaurant, the long take where Abbott is parking his car, the home invasion, and the final motel shootout. So, with the thoughts heard, here's our final word. Sweet Virginia is a dragging dramatic thriller that doesn't quite hit all the right notes. While the story has some missed opportunities thanks to underdeveloped characters, the interesting premise, cinematography, and gripping lead performances make this film a sweet, albeit slow burn. This film could have been better, but it was still an entertaining ride, so I'm gonna give Sweet Virginia a 7. Thanks everyone for watching our review. Are you planning on seeing Sweet Virginia? Or if you've already seen it, do you have something to add? What did you think of the story? Let us know in the comments below. I'm Dylan Phillips, and this has been the Film Fanatic Review. If you like this video and you want to see more, hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. Check out our latest Fanatic 5 video where we discuss the top James Franco roles. Don't forget to follow us on our social media. And until next time, Fanatics, keep it real.